Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. This is the first video of the Python Kickstarter series. As a part of this series, we'll be covering all basic concepts of Python. So in case you already haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you're notified when we post the next set of videos in this series. Even if you're completely new to Python or programming, don't worry, this series will start from the scratch and is beginner friendly. So let's get started. First, I'm creating a folder where I'll be storing all the Python code that we're going to be writing as a part of this series. Let's open an IDE or a code editor of your choice. I'll be using VS Code in this tutorial. From here, I'm opening the folder that we just created, and within that, I'm going to be creating a file. This file has an extension of .py denoting that it is a Python file. You can also create a file by clicking on this icon here. Before starting off with our first program, we need to understand a couple of terms. The first one is called a syntax. Now, a syntax is a format or a rule in which code has to be written. So different people will have different styles of writing. It will then become very difficult for the computer to understand what each person is saying. So that's where the need for syntax or a standardized format came in. So each language has its own syntax that it conforms to. Python also has its own, and it's pretty intuitive and it's very pseudocode-like, as we'll be seeing in subsequent sessions. The next concept is called built-in function. Now, a built-in function is a function that is already included as a part of Python programming language. So it can be directly used without needing to define it by ourselves. The processes within these functions are completely abstracted, and it makes it easy because they are readily available without us having to write any additional piece of code. So we'll be looking at one such built-in function while writing our first Python program. So let's write our first Python program. We'll be trying to display a text on the screen. So this is typically called a Hello World program, and it's pretty much the first thing that we learn in any programming language. Python has a built-in function called print that helps us with this task. So the format or the syntax for writing this is print, and within parentheses, we have to give the text that we would like to display, like this. Now let's run the program. For this, you can click on this play button here. As you can see, we've been able to print Hello World in our console. You can also print multiple texts by separating them with a comma, as shown here. Now let's run it and see what the output is. As you can see here, Python automatically adds a space between each of the texts that we've given. Now let's see why this happens. If you hover over the print statement, the actual definition of the print statement can be seen. Now, as you can see here, the first parameter, of course, is the string. Now, even if you send it as an object, whatever is within the parenthesis is converted into a string and then printed on the output screen. Now, if you look at the second parameter called SEP, this is actually the string that is inserted between the values, which defaults to a space. This is why even if we were to print multiple text values separated by commas using the print statement, Python adds the extra space between them. Now let's look at an example where we do not want a space between the words, but we want some other text, say something like a comma. As you can see here, as soon as I give SEP value as comma, the values are printed as hello, world, exclamation mark. Now the third parameter here is called end, which denotes the string that is added to the last of whatever set of values we are giving here as a part of the print statement. So when you try this code, do try different values for end and let me know in the comments if you face any difficulties with this. Python also provides us with the ability to add comments within a code. A comment is a line of text that is usually ignored by the Python interpreter. It is used to provide additional information or explanations about the code, and it is not executed as a part of the program. In Python, a hash symbol is used at the start of a line to denote a comment that spans a single line. So when we run the code, the line starting with the hash, which is a comment, is not printed and only the print statement is executed. Now the natural question is, this is great for a single line comment, but what if I want to document something complex that spans over multiple lines? Do I have to keep adding hash at each line? Well, that's one way of doing it, but Python provides us an easy way to have multi-line comments. So multi-line comments are wrapped or enclosed within triple quotes as shown here. Let's execute it again. And as we see, this comment is also not printed, only the print line is executed. And with this, we come to the end of session 1. I really hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any feedback or suggestions for me. I'll see you in the next one. And before that, do like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe.